Marry me, everyone, and welcome to the space of unconditional love and acceptance. We're together, we're united under the divine. I have decided to bring my practice outside today. It is a glorious day. I'm in my fairy garden. It is beautiful. I'm going to be doing some planting today. There's some weird dog that's howling, so if you hear a strange noise, it's not some ogres. It is just that dog. There's hummingbirds buzzing about. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So hopefully, even if it is not as beautiful as it is here, wherever you are, you can feel the glorious energy of the sun and of spring. So being that I'm here in my fairy garden today, I thought I would bring you a special oracle card reading that I have not done before. And especially since I failed you guys again, and I did not put out a video on Friday. I tried, and I don't know, my dog is too much. It kept failing, and like my recorder wasn't working, and then when I finally got like a little bit of something recorded, and then it wasn't uploading, and so here we are. Woo! And then yesterday was a PD day, so I had my kids and it's just a write-off. But I am here with an extra special reading for you, and I am hoping to do a live reading tomorrow. I have a laptop now, so it should be awesome. That will probably be happening in the afternoon, I think, afternoon, evening. I'll figure out a time. I'll post it on my Facebook page, so make sure you check that out. And make sure you hit subscribe on this video and like, so you can catch up on all these videos when I do happen to post them. So this is my deck I'm using. Brian Frood, the Faeries Oracle, text by Jessica Macbeth. It is absolutely beautiful, and it's a very special deck of mine that I bring out for special occasions. So I'm glad you guys get to enjoy this. Alright, let us see what fairies are going to be working with all of us during this beautiful springtime in May. It's May 7th. Okay, we've got 1, 2, and there's one over here that wants to work with you guys. There we go. Okay. So, we have 1, 2, and 3. So you can choose 1, 2, or 3, and then that will be the card for you. Okay, so just go within. Take a few deep centering breaths. Okay, 1, 2, or 3. Got your number in your head? Alright, number 1 here is Solace. Check this dude out. Power of the Sun. Da, da, da. It's card number 13. He is magnificent. He represents the sun and all of that. Knowledge, consciousness, synthesis, spiritual empowerment. Solace stands midway between the realm of the singers and that of manifest reality, the realms of fairy, this world, and other realms and dimensions. The singers dwell in a cosmos without boundaries or differentiations, but we and the fairies live in worlds where there are limitations to overcome and boundaries to identify and expand and grow. When we don't know what we need or who to turn to, Solace will help us if we ask. To an Oracle group member, Solace said, "Allow the surface noise to fade. I'm here waiting." There is limitless knowledge and answers that are waiting for us if we simply ask for it. Solace encourages us to stand our own feet, to recognize and utilize our own wisdom, to depend on our own strength, and to acknowledge and work with our own good qualities, using them as stepping stones to improve the less good. Yet, at the same time, Solace recognizes that we cannot do everything alone, and helps us to make the connections and to have the insights that will help us to accept wisdom, energy, and assistance from other realms, especially the realms of the singers and of fairy. With faith in the human spirit, Solace sees us as arrows fired from a bow, choosing our own directions and soaring into undreamed of heights, empowered by trust and the creative life force. Now this card was reversed when I drew it, so I'm going to read that. When the light and spiritual empowerment of Solace is veiled, we need to remember that the singer is there to help with seemingly lost causes and forlorn hopes. When you don't even know what to ask for his help and guidance, and then do the best you can for yourself. When we're in spring, sometimes we can feel such pressure to grow and for new beginnings and for things to happen, but we often don't know what direction we need to take. And so during this time, if you're feeling a little lost, go out into the weather, go out under the sun, go to your fairy spot, and just ask for solace to come to you and to show you what direction you should take to help lift that fog from you and to help, guide you on your path, to grant you that higher knowledge through God and through Jesus Christ, and to show you the way. All right, then we got number 2, just himself. Oh, look at this one. I love being out here. The cards just almost glow. Well, they do just almost glow because they're magical. So we got this kind of forlorn looking fairy, but he has such power and magnificence behind him. Himself is natural law, life force, magic, and shamanic power. Known as himself, the seed is guardian of both the hunter and the hunted. He finds no conflict in that because he understands the many necessary balances of nature. The living bond between all life, himself is the breath that moves, the atom that dances, and his magic is in pure being, living and loving. Wanga's journeyman and the master maker have the magic of doing and of the creation of things. The bright mother has the magic of manifesting and nurturing. But himself, he has the magic of procreation, of dancing the spark of life into being. His presence brings magic and life into a world where it is shaped and given form by Earth Mother. He dances as the bright mother gives us birth, powering us into the world, and he is the great father. At the end of our lives, he's the one who dances the great dance of life and death. It is himself who, when the piper plays his lonely call on the wave shore swept at year's end, dances open the gate beyond the worlds, or between the worlds, so the dead may pass beyond. It is also he who is willing to sacrifice himself when that is necessary for the sake of those whom he protects. In between these two extremes, his wild yang energy is channeled through humans to benefit tribe and family. His family is all of us, human and animal. Shamans draw upon his power, and the best healers channel a balance between his power and the bright mother's nurturing energy. Even as our hearts beat within us, we learn to mediate the life force through joyful being and action, through stillness and action. Expressing this power through healing and love and trust, we become more like himself. When he himself appears in a spread, he not only indicates that a great amount of energy is present in the reading, but he also strongly energizes the fairy cards around him. Everything he touches becomes more of what it is, more alive, more vigorous, more powerful, more awesome, or more awful. This card in a reading can indicate great vitality, victory, or triumph, confidence, and power. Himself speaks of protection, either of the querent or of someone the querent owes protection to, like a child or elder. Shamanic power may be indicated here, as well as potential for powerful spiritual healing. So with this card right now, I think what this is indicating is that maybe right now you feel like you're in an in-between time in your life, where you have choices ahead of you and you know what those choices are, and you have limitless power right now. So recognize how much power you do have behind you, how much power you have working through you, and don't be afraid to utilize that. Make that choice, finally take that leap into the void, make that decision, and know you have this limitless power of co-creation behind you right now. And if you've been waiting for the right moment, this is the right moment. So go and be awesome. All right, that's card 2. And number 3 is the Singer of Connection. I love these ones, the singers. They're just bright, vibrant energy waiting to be channeled through you. And this is the spirit of connection. So the energy of connecting with others, of partnership, and of union. The singer supports all connections, the web of light between all beings, all particles, and between past, present, and future. Our lives are a giant web network where everything is interconnected, and there's only so many degrees of separation between us. And so where we want to go, where we are and where we want to go is already connected. There's these etheric webs that have already connected all the different people, places, and situations. And so we simply have to follow the web, and we'll connect with everything we need to get to where we want to go. The singer brings wholeness to apparent duality and combines all energies, uniting all that was, is, or could be. When we lose awareness of this connection in our lives, we feel isolated, lonely, and bereft. Yet the energy is there. We only need to be open to it. There are emotions that help us open up: love, compassion, trust, and so on. And there are other emotions that we tend to close down around unless we make a special effort to keep our hearts open. As you probably guessed, these emotions are feelings such as jealousy, anger, fear, grief, and others of a similarly painful nature. Yet sometimes these very emotions, when carried to an extreme, cause us to break down and then break through to the song of ecstasis. There is a risky way to go as well as an extremely difficult one, because more often the breakdown just stays broken for a long time, and then we retreat back to a more crippled version of our original selves. A far better way to become ever more aware of our essentially holistic nature is to work at keeping our hearts open, seeing relationships, being earthed and centered and connected. In a meditation, someone asked me to let go of all of my defenses. I argued that surely we needed defenses in this world in order to survive. I was firmly but lovingly told, it is only by letting go of all of your defenses you become invulnerable. If we let go of all of our preconceived notions of life, then only then can we truly open up ourselves to that limitless potential. This gave me such a strong shock of recognizing the rightness of it that I couldn't even breathe. I muttered I didn't think I knew how to do that, or even what all my defenses were. I was assured kindly that I would receive help if I asked for it, and I know that you'll be given the same aid too. Through the power of the singer, all connections are made, held, and released as appropriate. In a reading, the singer indicates the connection of all things, especially reconnecting those that have been sundered. It is unifying and reunifying. It tells us that we need to be aware of the connections between different aspects of the issue under discussion, as well as the connections between the people linked by it. We also may need to build more connections, a network of mutual support. The presence of the singer of connection in the reading indicates support and strength flowing through the connections between those involved. So right now, recognize that you have connections available to you. Oh, shoot. I just had a card blow away. So I'm gonna have to go get that in a second. You have connections available to you, and you have to just take some time to recognize how is your life linked. What connections can you utilize to get to where you're going, or what connections are you ignoring that could help you where you're going? What ones are you maybe not seeing because maybe you're even afraid of the limitless potential of what that connection can mean. All too often our ego causes us to retreat from the things that are best for us because we're afraid of recognizing that super strength behind what that would entail. So recognize connections, start forming those partnerships, start getting yourself out there, and your life can open up the most amazing way. And recognize that all those partnerships needed for you at this time are available to you and are coming to you. Alright, so that's your fairy reading for today. Once again, keep your eye out for the time for the live reading tomorrow. Hit me up if you are wanting any further guidance or assistance with more in-depth personalized oracle card reading, if you're wanting to dive into a Reiki treatment or a shamanic treatment. Look forward to hearing from you all. Much love and light, and have a beautiful, beautiful day.